Trump train, buddy. Trump train. Choo choo. We're coming through. We're going to wreck the political establishment. We're going to put them back in the White House, and we're going to let them keep making America great. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Red Top Report. I'm your host, Joseph Enders. As usual, more reactions. Ronan, I hear we got some political stuff today. We got a nice assortment today. So what do you got for me, dog?
Yeah, man. So this is a little bit of drama with Michael Knowles.
Really?
Yes, we're going to check it out.
Over at the Daily Wire. Michael Knowles says transgender community must be eradicated. Yeah. Oh, there's his response up there, too. I never said that and demand a retraction. Yeah, I think what he had said was that transgenderism needs to be eradicated. Am I wrong about that?
Well, would you like to find out?
Yes.
Okay.
There can be no middle way in dealing with transgenderism. It is all or nothing. If transgenderism is true, if men really can become women, then it's true for everybody of all ages. If transgenderism is false, as it is, if men really can't become women, as they cannot, then it's false for everybody too. And if it's false, then we should not indulge it, especially since that indulgence requires taking away the rights and customs of so many people. If it is false, then for the good of society, and especially for the good of the poor people who have fallen prey to this confusion, transgenderism must be eradicated from public life entirely. The whole preposterous ideology at every level.
Okay, exactly. No. Yeah, exactly. He never said that transgender community needs to be eradicated. That's like literally like false.
It's false. No way. Not this time. This one was invented by a writer.
That is not even close to what he said at all whatsoever. I hope they retract it. What was that? The Daily Beast that posted that? I'm almost certain it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Daily Beast, and I think the Rolling Stone had a little bit something similar. Let's take a little bit of a look at that.
Oh, okay. What do we got? Okay. I'm pleased to see that both the Daily Beast and Rolling Stone have at least partially admitted their dishonesty by changing their libelous headlines. I look forward to seeing the other outlets that are defaming me follow suit.
Hold on, I'll give you this real quick.
There we go.
So this is the before and after.
Yeah, that's what I need. So transgenderism must be eradicated. Well, yeah, that's kind of an important distinction. Now, it's because like he was talking about the ideology, and we've called it this at Church Militant for a while. We've called it gender ideology. This whole idea that you can change your biological sex is such a perversion of the natural order. I was on I did an interview with a podcaster, Rams Paul, a little while back, and he had asked me what I thought about transgenderism. And it's just essentially a violation of the natural order, because what you're essentially doing by permitting transgenderism is allowing people to will a very specific part of their identity off of their and mutilate their body, which is united with their soul. And that soul and that body are infinitely loved by God. And to disrespect that is a perversion. It is intrinsically disordered. It is sinful. It's not something that can be allowed. It's just that simple. Transgenderism as an ideology, teaching people that is normal, teaching people that is okay, and even honestly allowing those types of surgeries to be legal is just completely insane. It's sinful and it's wrong.
You could say it needs to be eradicated.
Yeah, it needs to be eradicated. Michael Knowles is right about that. By the way, Michael Knowles, Catholic, faithful Catholic from my understanding. So shout out to Michael Knowles. Very great job on this. And I really liked the speech. So hopefully people stop defaming you, man. That's not good. What do we got next?
Well, next we have a little bit of something about CPAC, which is where he was speaking, if you noticed. And well, yeah, I'll just put it up for you.
Okay. This is what the American people think of CPAC. The people running that event are out of touch, who no longer know the will of the right wing. Christianity is the future, not conservatism. Yeah. I mean, that's money. That's straight money. And you know what? I've been to CPAC many years. I was there, I believe, in 2018 I was there in, I think, the spring of 2019. I was there in 2018. I was there in 2015. And I was there in 2017, I believe, as well. So I was at all of those. Those seats were filled like front to back with people. It was insane. I saw Donald Trump speak there. I saw Nigel Farage speak there. I saw so many huge, figures in the conservative movement speaking there. It used to be packed. That's half full. That's half full. Like you struggled to get a spot. And I can think of no greater reason why this would be the case outside of the fact that conservatism has lost its social edge. They don't appear to care anymore about the Christian values that this country was founded under. They don't care about the Catholic philosophical underpinnings of Western civilization and protecting them. So when they don't care about either of those things, what does conservatism become about? It becomes about low taxes, balancing the budget, lowering gas prices, lowering food prices, this, that, and the other. Hey, that's good, right? We all want those things. That's all nice. But that isn't core to my identity as an American. My identity is under attack as a white Christian male in America. My identity is under attack. I shouldn't be allowed to exist. I shouldn't be able to speak. I must step aside and put the interests of myself and my family to the side. That's the current message in the United States. And CPAC has nothing to say about it. They have nothing to say about it. Instead, they're inviting
the conservative drag queen
like Lady MAGA to go and attend the event, and pro-abortion Republicans to go speak there. Yeah, so a baby murderer is allowed, but other figures like Michelle Malkin, who is a friend of Church Militant, isn't allowed to speak here. Excuse me? Excuse me? A faithful Catholic like Michelle Malkin is not allowed at CPAC, but baby murderers are? I don't think so. I don't think so. She spoke at our Bishops Enough is Enough conference. I mean, she has been steadfast in promoting the Catholic faith and speaking out against scandal in the church, and she's banned. She's not allowed to be there. Gavin McInnes is Catholic. I don't know if he's necessarily faithful. I don't know his state as far as religion goes, but he's another one. He was banned from there as well. So you have all of these figures, banned from attending CPAC that are Catholic, and yet we're now in this situation where they're letting drag queens and baby murderers go there. Yeah, I'm not surprised it's half full. It's not Christian anymore. And I mean, what greater example other than Matt Schlapp, the guy who runs CPAC? I've always had a big problem with this guy, but he recently got accused of groping a male staffer or something. You could put up the article when you see it.
I think he might have been slapping around or something.
Yeah, I don't know what's going around. I don't know what's going down there, but it ain't appropriate. Let's just say that. And it's funny because it was only months after Mike Voris had an interview with him exposing him and the agenda that he's been promoting.
Just yes or no. Should gay men be allowed to adopt young boys?
Oh boy, I don't even know what does our church fight those positions, and I don't know what the policy position is of the church.
And he was commenting on something bigger in the gay community, going on in the conservative community, and the fact that all of a sudden there's all these gigantic homosexual figures that are coming out of nowhere. Well, guess what, guys? Homosexual marriage is not a part of conservatism. If we want to conserve Western values, if we want to conserve Western civilization, that includes the protection of the institution of marriage as the union between one man and one woman. That's the teaching of the church. Homosexual acts are intrinsically disordered. It's in the catechism. You can go look it up. You can put it up on screen, actually, make it easy for everybody. And yet conservatism's okay with all these things. So yeah, I agree with that. Conservatism is dead. Christian nationalism is the future. Christianity is the future. Christ is the future. And we're coming to take our future. We will baptize this country if it takes all of our hearts, all of our minds, and all of our souls to do this. Because we're not going to stop, guys. Globalists. Pro-LGBT propagandists. central bankers, central planners, Marxists. You can't stop us from having families. You can't stop us from evangelizing. You'll have to put us in jail or kill us. And I look forward to that day. I look forward to that day where I can meet my maker, go before my final judgment, and talk to Jesus Christ face to face, just like I do every Sunday at Mass. Kind of a beautiful thing to think about, isn't it?
It's very beautiful.
All right, I think I'm getting too angry.
You're getting a little angry. Let me lighten it up a little bit.
Let's lighten the tone a little bit. Thank you. Is this the bonus?
Oh, one more before the bonus.
One more before the bonus. Ooh, that's the Trump speech? Wow. Yeah, that's bad news. And it's actually really bad news, too, because if you think about it, that was a really good speech by Trump. You know, he talked about, protecting the border. He talked about being the retribution of the American people for all the wokeness, for all the cultural problems that we're facing. It was much more focused on the nation and the benefit, putting America first. I really liked that speech, and it's a shame to see that it was only half full, but we know why it's only half full. It's only half full because of what conservatism has been promoting. And Donald Trump, as much as I like him, and I think that he was a net good on the Republican Party and the American political system and the country as a whole. I mean, I thought he was one of the best presidents we've had in a very, very long time. And but here's his blind spot. I mean, he is heavily involved in this shifting away from social conservatism. He doesn't really care about gay marriage. He does seem to care about abortion. I'll give him that. It's probably the most pro-life president that ever came about. But he doesn't really care about gay marriage. He doesn't talk too much about transgenderism specifically. All he really focuses on is what's in schools and what's going on with children, this, that, and the other. He never takes that extra step and really goes and talks about those social issues that so many conservatives care about. That said, solid on the border, solid on, putting, the idea of putting America first, but he needs to realize that putting America first means putting Christ first. And this is kind of what happens. I know Trump is a Christian, but obviously it's a much less robust faith than I see with so many other Christian conservative figures of the past. So I'd like to see more from Donald Trump on the faith front, and I think that would make him better. I don't know. What do you think, Ronan?
Yeah, I think that would really do some good.
Yeah, I know. I mean, look, Trump is, so far, of all the candidates that I've seen, Trump is easily the best candidate. He's proven that he's against the media conglomerates, the globalists, the people pushing the agenda that we need to have less children, this, that, and the other. He is opposed that at pretty much every turn. And he's proven that he's not bought out by special interests or controlled by really anybody. And in that sense, that's why he's my number one on the primary list.
Speaking of other candidates, I have your bonus.
Oh, what do we have for the bonus? Oh, is that? Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, she's definitely not my choice. She's at the bottom of my list right now. I'd take Ron DeSantis any day over Nikki Haley. Yeah, that woman's like a straight up neocon. She is a straight up neocon. She does not care about American heritage. She doesn't care about any of that. She took down one of the Confederate flags that was flying over, I think it was South Carolina where she was the governor. She took down the Confederate flag there, claiming that it was, claiming that it was like a symbol of like racism and hatred and stuff, even though literally no one in South Carolina views the flag that way at all, except for SJWs who are, offended by it. It's always been a symbol. It's for every Southerner I've ever met that, has come up to me and said, look, the Confederate, the stars and bars, which isn't actually the Confederate flag. The real Confederate flag is a circle of the stars of the number of states that were there, and then it's red, white, and blue as the stripes. Those were battle flags for like Tennessee and I forget what the other state was. It might have been South Carolina itself, but the stars and bars flag, that you see in like the Dukes of Hazzard and stuff, is not the real Confederate flag. So she took that down. She's got all this money from, defense contractors like Boeing, who she sat on the board for magically after resigning as Trump's UN ambassador, which I think was because of a presidential run. Yeah, watch her donations. I said this on the other one we did about Nikki Haley, is that she's bad news. She's very pro-war. She's very pro-aiding Ukraine in its war against Russia, which could very easily, stoke the flames of World War III. That's bad. The more we get involved, the more we entrench ourselves in that conflict, the more danger American lives are potentially going to be in if the conflict continues to escalate. So, on that front, no, Nikki Haley, not at all. And yeah, if it's Nikki Haley or Donald Trump train, buddy, Trump train, choo choo, we're coming through. We're going to wreck the political establishment. We're going to put them back in the White House, and we're going to let them keep making America great. We're going to let them keep making America great, and we're going to make America great again. We're going back to 2016. We're going to have another meme war. We're going to do all of this stuff if we have to. Because Donald Trump, he's the guy thus far. We'll see if somebody better comes along, and I will vote for somebody better that's truly America first, that truly has a shot at winning, all of those things. But right now, I'm liking Trump. And it sounds like at CPAC, people are liking Trump too. All right, well, I think that's all we're going to have for today, guys. That's all we got. So do us a favor, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe on YouTube, and hit that notifications bell. That's right. Hit the notifications thing so we can let you know when we're dropping new content, all that fat-based and red-pilled content that you guys are looking for. Oh, and one more thing before we get out of here. You need to give us your money.
Would you please take the money?
And you can give us your money by going to buymeacoffee.com. You can do a monthly donation, which is a $5 a month donation, Joe for Joe donation, or you could give us a single donation. And with that said, guys, that's all we have for today, and God bless you.